back to Salty Sunshine where we shoot the salt. How you doing, Mama?
Doing good. I'm doing good. I'm still getting through Taylor Swift's new album.
I'm still getting through it too. There's a lot to go through.
What's it
31.
called? The what? What's it called?
The Tortured Poets.
The Tortured Poets Department?
Yeah, I mean, I like the name of the album.
Well, you know what it's so you know that there's a classic movie called Dead Poets Society
Mm-hmm.
with Robin Williams, Ethan Hawke. They're in her video with
Right, it's a play on the movie. Yeah.
It's a play on the movie. So, and that movie, I think she's doing such a service for the public, especially in today's day and age where people are just like glued to their phone and like void of any intellect. Like, it's so good for like your generation and younger to look up that movie and watch it because it's all about like deep, inner work and thoughts and like poets and like what's life and blah blah blah. It's a great resource for the young kids, I think, of this age to go back and like watch.
Okay, maybe I'll go back and watch it because I haven't seen it.
It's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so yeah, I listened to out of what I've heard because I've heard a lot of it, but I skipped through a lot because sometimes it just sounds like her running diary and it just kind of all flows together. It's like the same thing over and over.
Yeah, I heard someone say her album sounds like a run-on sentence, and that's
It
what
does,
it is.
but you also have to give it some time because with any new songs, you have to listen to them a few times before they catch on. And also, it's a lot of songs. It's 31 songs.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a lot to go through.
but I have my top two. I have my top two. The first one, Fortnight, obviously. That's
Okay.
like a banger. That is Fuego. That song is on repeat in my head. I'm obsessed. Obsessed. I love it. Have you seen the video?
No, I didn't watch the videos of these. I
I'm
saw part
ashamed.
of the one. Wait, is that the one with Post Malone?
Yes.
Okay, yes, I did.
I've shared it with all my friends. Some people are like, I don't understand. It looks cool though. I'm like, and some people are like, oh my God, I love it. I'm like, oh my God, you people, can you please
Dig
dig
deeper.
deeper, dig deeper. Like, so basically that song is a banger. Like, it's so good.
Is it?
It's just like,
I actually only
I,
listened to that one like once, so
so it's basically about you meet someone that's like really touches, like it's like your love, like for real, like all the feels that a lot of people don't ever experience in their life. And so I'm like just imagining everyone googling what is Fortnite. Don't know what that means, but
like the
Fortnite,
older generation.
everybody,
You talking
everybody.
about the game?
So the name Fortnite in the song,
Mhm.
it has a meaning and no one knows what it means. Like, so
Yeah.
many people are googling. I bet you it's like the top googled word of the week. So it means a short period of time, like a 2 week span.
I thought she was talking about the game. Okay, this is not far-fetched.
Telling you,
No,
I
this is
don't
not.
think you're the
Yes,
only one
the
that
video
thinks
game,
that.
and I'm talking about the video game because it's not far-fetched because one of her lines in her songs literally talks about like touch me while you play like something. Like she's talking about like him touching her
Well,
while she's playing a video
you just
game.
proved my point that no one
Maybe that
understands.
is in the song.
No, I've heard the song 50,000 times. Trust me.
I need to look it up.
And okay, so it's basically about spending a fortnight, spending like a small amount of time with this special, special person. You both move on. He's married. She's married. She's effing miserable. Her life freaking sucks. So she's like, every day waking up, it's like a Monday in dreaded February. Like she's just living that time period over and over in her head, and she can't get past that memory of him. And she took the pill to move on. It didn't work. They tried to take her away. She's a functioning alcoholic. Like she's depressed on medication because she loves like this part of her time that was such a short amount of time. And now she's like, we run into each other. We ask about the weather. Your wife waters flowers. I want to kill her. Like, I hate you and I hate that you're married and I hate her and I hate my husband because my husband's cheating on me and my life fucking sucks. And the only great time I had of love was those 2 weeks with you. Like, That's what the song is. And
Wow.
it's so fabulous.
And I'm sure a lot of
Obsessed.
people can relate to that.
That's what I'm saying. This happens so much more than people think, because
Hmm.
when you're young or whenever, whatever age you are, you go through life and like little choice. You don't think it's going to be such a big deal whether you let a relationship go, whether you move cities, whether you take a job, whatever it is that separates you from that one person. You don't realize it till later, and then life has gone on, and now there's no going back. So all you have is like this memory on rotate, and your life freaking sucks, and you don't know how to get out of it. It's just like it's so good. It's
Wow, I need to listen to that one again. You're making me want to
exactly.
listen to it.
That's why when I tell people, there was a girl, I posted it on social media and I said that because a lot of people don't realize that's what it means. Because it's
Mhm.
just like a good beat, a good song. But then when you think about it, and a girl goes, I knew there was a reason I freaking love this song. Now I know why. Because I put what it meant. And she's like, oh my God, now I know why I love the song so much. Like, this is so relatable. I'm like, it's so relatable. You
Hmm.
just like make certain decisions, and it's not so, you can't just switch courses so fast. Like, most people can never switch courses. So it's so good. That song is
Okay.
amazing.
Wow. I didn't know it was like that.
That song is a banger.
It's
I
very Post
noticed.
Malone too. I like the beat.
And then a part of the video, he has his tattoos covered, and then the other part he doesn't. And then she wipes her face, and she has his tattoos. It's like so cool,
Hmm.
the video. But I noticed that she curses a lot in this album. Did she ever curse before? I don't think so.
She's what JoJo Siwa wants to be.
I don't think Taylor has ever cursed in a song. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't heard every. I'm sure she has a million songs I've never even heard of. I've heard of all the popular ones. Trust me, I know all the good ones. But like any album that comes out, most people bring out an album. You know their one hit song. You've never gone back to listen to the rest of the songs, or if you did, they suck. Like most
Hmm.
albums suck, and then there's one or two, three good songs. So, so that's my first beautiful song. The second song I think is so cool. Down Bad.
Hmm.
Did you hear it?
Again, they all sound the same to me right now.
Okay, it's like I'm down bad at the gym. So she's all in love and all this stuff, and then she's like, now I'm down bad, crying at the gym. Teenage, like a tantrum, teenage petulance. Fuck it if I can have you. Like that's the song. Fuck it if I can have us. Like it's like so good. But she's saying fuck it the whole time. Like now I'm
Wow.
down bad, crying at the gym. Oh my god, it's so good. So that's my second top favorite. You'll listen
Again,
to it
I
and
think
love
it
it.
sounds the same though as her other songs. Like I
No,
remember
it
that song
doesn't.
now.
I'm telling you, it doesn't because I jammed to it and I worked out to it last night and I love it, so it doesn't. Because
I
the
feel
other ones
like
I
I've heard
skipped
that
through.
song before from
Uh
her.
uh-uh, uh. These are my top two.
Did
Oh,
you
the
hear
Florida.
So Long London?
I heard it. I don't love it though. See, that
Right,
one
but
I
it's just
skipped.
like that one's about her breakup with what's her ex, Joe?
Joe, but well, her ex and then her ex after him was that guy. What's his name? Mal, the
Maddie?
M, Maddie. So apparently the song Florida, which everyone thought, because obviously it's like a freaking course to go through all these stupid ass clues and lyrics and everyone to like understand what's going on. So everyone at the beginning thought Florida was about turning Florida blue, like instead of conservative, like political.
Oh,
Like when you first hear the song, you think she's just dissing Florida. It's not that.
what
Apparently,
is it
that's not what
then?
it is. So after digging, and again, she'd have to confirm this because who really knows? But they're saying Florida. So Joe, after she broke up with Joe, she went to Florida and performed, and Florida is Maddie. And Maddie's a hot mess. She's like, I got to get back to Florida where you get drunk, arrested, lose your mind, forget your problem. Like, give me Florida. I'm reeling, I'm spiraling, so I got to go to Florida.
How funny
Like
is
she went.
that it kind of goes even if she's talking about the state.
It's, it kind of fits, but it's kind of insulting too. And it's like, don't you care about your Florida fans? Oh my god, oh my god. So they're saying that Joe is the guy that made her go to Florida and get banged up with Maddie. And
Hmm.
Maddie was a hot mess. Like, he was a disaster. Why anyone would date Taylor Swift is beyond me. Maybe Taylor's too dumb to realize that she's going to say he's a stupid ass jock that had no brain cells. I don't know, later when they break up, if they ever break up. But like, why would anyone date her when she literally, like, apparently she's destroyed people in these songs like bad.
Well, yeah, and their fans never let it go. And she'll write songs about them like 10 years later.
But it's like, it's very specific because like the way she writes is like she's writing in her diary. So it's like, why
Mhm.
would I would never date someone that I know they're gonna be like, she has a temper and she says name, she's a name calling this, I don't know, whatever they say. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't want my personal stuff out there like that.
She must have this like lore in person.
She's not subtle in her songs. It's like too specific. And with that, Thank You Amy, which is not a top song. I think Thank You Amy is silly. It sounds silly. I don't like the song. I think it's silly.
Yeah, people say it's like
But
a high schooler wrote it.
a what?
Like a high schooler wrote it.
First of all, the KIM in capital and then in the song saying you're not giving any clues. It's like, yeah, you are. You just gave her name in the title. A. B. I heard Paige say this on Giggly Squad, which I listened to this morning, and I agree. I don't like that she brings up Kim's daughter because everyone knows who she's talking about. And North is going to go to school, and all her friends are going to be like, your mom sucks. Taylor hates her. Like,
Oh,
everyone knows what's happening.
yeah, that's true.
So now North is going to be listening to this, and I don't like that. Why bring the kid into it?
Yeah, like just don't bring the kids into it.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
I didn't like that. I agree with Paige. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, people are upset that she's bringing it up 10 years later. And I think, I don't know, I think like it was your life, it happened to you. Like you can bring it up whenever you want to bring it up. And like she's been pretty silent about it all these years. So if she wants to bring it up now, like fine. Because now she's in a place where she can because she's not completely depressed over it like she was before.
People are saying it might not be about Kim, but it has to be. Or maybe it's like a hybrid about like another person in Kim, because she does talk about high school and she does talk about her hometown, which Kim doesn't go to her hometown.
Mm,
You know?
that would be
It's
too much
weird.
of a coincidence that she's talking about a different Kim.
I mean, there's a lot of Kims in this world.
Yeah, but
Think about that. It might not be.
she's talking about her daughter listening. Well, I don't know. I think,
And it doesn't make sense that she wrote like while you were, bringing me down, I was building something. She was already famous and had built when Kim and Kanye did that feud
no,
with
but
her.
she's like a different level of fame now.
She's the same level of fame. When that
No,
went down with
you're
Kanye,
crazy if you think she's the same level of fame.
I think she's the same level.
No.
She's not any bigger of a star. She was just as big of a star when that happened. She had sold a 7 million records. Like, she was a star already when that
Yeah, but
happened.
she's like a different level right now.
I mean, she's a different level financially because this album apparently sold over almost 2 million in the first day. They were predicting 2 million in like weeks overall.
I am not a Swiftie, but I'm not a hater. But I still
No,
don't
I love her.
understand like the craziness. Like her fans are insane, and she has so many of them that are insane.
Well, just but Selena's fans are insane.
No, I
Everyone's
know, but
fans are insane.
it's
Any fan is insane. Like, fans in general is weird. Like, who's gonna, first of all, I love her music. You're not gonna tell me Taylor has, I mean, she has a million bangers. Like, come on. Her songs come on, like Lover.
right.
All of them. They're so good. Like, I can't say, but there's so many that are so bad. Like, I'm a rational human being and I can appreciate that she hits bangers sometimes and other times she doesn't. Like, whatever. But like, I'm not like camping out to see her 5,000 hours a day. Like, first of all, I'm not, young. She's not that young though. She looks like she's a 20-year-old. She's like late 30s. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
she's not that young.
She's not
She
that
looks good
young.
though.
No, you're thinking like, what am I doing? Like, listening to this 20-year-old, but she's not. She's like, Selena's
But
older. Everyone's
see,
old.
that's because her music is so
Mm-hmm.
childish.
Mm-hmm.
And like she
Yep.
hasn't really grown up from 10 years ago.
What she has, because she's cursing up a storm.
Oh,
Fuck it if I can't have him.
okay, well,
Hello? She's
20-year-old
like,
curse and
No, but that was never her style.
No, I
And now
get
she's
it,
like,
but that's
fuck
just
it
like
if I can have us.
that's the only way she's grown up, really, by cursing.
It's a big leap. It's a difference. That's a big difference
And
in
I
her
will
music.
say she's just not doing anything like musically interesting. Like I get she's more of like a lyricist and a
I
songwriter,
need you to
but
stop talking and listen to her album before all of this mess.
I was listening to
Right?
it and I'm talking about musically, like the beats and
Yeah.
like just musically. Maybe not like the lyrics, but she's just all of her songs are the same.
I don't know. So I think you've heard some of it,
Maybe
but I
one
think you
might
need
be
to
a
listen.
little faster with the da 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 da,
Yeah.
like but
Yeah.
there's nothing different.
I think you're caught up, and I get what you're saying because going through the album, I had to fast forward, like, skip to the next one, skip to the next. I get it. But I do see the difference, like, especially with like the few songs I'm talking about. I see the growth and the difference in tactic and like material, what she's talking about. It's a little more adult. Like, she never did that before. So I do see the difference. I do.
What about her song So High School?
See, I have, give me time. It's like a lot.
Okay.
I like these three songs. So I'm just like, those three songs are on repeat, and I'm getting into the other ones. The Florida one, that girl Florence, the machine or whatever, that's
Mm-hmm.
in it with her. Oh, she sounds so good. I love it, and that's so
Mm-hmm.
creative. I You gotta admit, the fact that she clues in like from old albums and that's like as she's writing the music, that's like crazy hard to do. Like the way she puts things in and there's some people they have a whiteboard and these people are crazy. They need help. Like these fans, they have a whiteboard and they're like, okay, Taylor's this, and if you add 5 plus 6, then you get 15, and then if you like, they're really digging. They're
Mm-hmm.
digging. They're like, and if you do 6 and you carry the 1, and then this brings you back to
Those people
1989,
scare me.
like those people, they need help. They need like
They
that's.
need a life.
I'm like, this is insane. But
It is
maybe she's on
insane.
the
The
same page with
obsession.
them. Maybe they actually know how she thinks, and because she really is intricate with like even outfits and like just stuff like it's like a lot. I mean, I'm not interested in going down a rabbit hole like that, but
Yeah,
it's wild. It's a lot to like. It's a lot to think of, carry over. Like it's a lot of information.
it is. And I don't understand, like, when she wrote this, when she was preparing for a world tour, did the tour, does like,
It's been years though. I feel like it's been like a lot. No,
yeah, but I feel like the Joe stuff was pretty recent and the Maddie stuff. I don't know.
is it? I feel like it's been years.
Maybe it's not. I don't know. Time flies. And I guess she did this before she started dating Travis. Like, there's no songs about him.
Yep. I don't think there's any songs about. I mean, they just. I think they. I mean, we don't really know when they started dating, but everyone out here knew about them like during football season. So I don't think
All
it's been too long.
right. Well, I will watch or I will listen to it again. Or
You're gonna love Down
but
Bad. It's like a good workout song. Fuck it if I can't have him. I love it. It's so good.
it's just, I don't know. I think it's just too hyped for me. I don't.
No, and Fortnite is just so good.
Hmm. I mean,
I love
Fortnite.
you.
After you
It's
said
ruining
it,
my life.
yeah, I do like Fortnite, but
Yeah.
the rest. Hmm.
Well, so Kim lost over 100,000 followers, by the way, after this game. That's so
Like
stupid.
that is insane. There's that
But
many
who?
people who are Swifties.
But if they were Swifties, why were they following her in the first place? It's so dumb. It's like they're a
Right.
bunch of sheep. Like, why do okay, this is old news.
Yeah,
Why
why
are
are
you,
they unfollowing her now? And it was her husband who
and
made
do
me
you
that.
think she gives a shit that even 200,000, who cares? She's a fucking billionaire. No one gives a shit if you follow her. Like, she's not gonna stop making money. People are just ridiculous. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I'm sure she cares, but
I'm sure she cares, but not in the sense of like her life is gonna change.
did she do something specifically though, besides like the Kanye stuff? Because I feel like he's the one who did something and she was just married to him.
No, he's the one that did the lyrics,
Yeah.
and but she's pissed at Kim because Kim is the one that is the snake, and went back and got the video, the audio, and edited it to make it sound like something it wasn't. So Kim is the one
Okay.
that went 5 steps further and tried to make, just like remember on the Kardashians, you probably don't remember, but there was a time when Kourtney was with Scott, and like Scott used to cheat on Kourtney or be like nefarious or whatever, and Kourtney's not the one getting in the car following him, it's Kim. Like Kim is like that kind of person that will interject herself, like she's shady as a, like, big time. She followed him with Chloe or by herself, or hired someone to follow him and then show the evidence to Kourtney. Like she took it upon herself. So she's kind of like that person that's going to be behind the scenes, like being shady. So she's the one that edited the video and released it.
Okay. No, that makes more sense now, because I'm like, why is she beefing with Kim instead of Kanye? But okay.
Because Kim did more than Kanye.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why. I know, and people don't talk about this. I'm like, can you do your research? Like, can you talk? One of my pet peeves is when I listen to podcasts and I'm like, oh my God, the information's wrong. Like, I wish it was live so I could
know, and
like,
they just keep talking about it and you're just like, have to sit there while the information's wrong.
I'm just like, you have a #1 show and you can't get the facts straight. Like, you can hire someone. Hire me. I will tell you what's going on before you start to talk about it. The other day I was listening to Biofiles and they were talking about Jenna Dewan Tatum and Channing Tatum. They were talking about, so Jenna's taking Channing Tatum back to court. They haven't finalized their divorce. They haven't been divorced this entire time. She's moved on and is engaged, but she can't get remarried because they're not divorced. She's had a baby. She's on her second baby with this new guy. They're not divorced. You know why? Because she wants Magic Mike money that she claims Channing wasn't upfront about, like in the divorce proceedings. So they're digging into that. So they're like, well, she's I think he's remarried and she's married. Like, they don't know what's happening. And it's like the Biofiles has this huge production. They're not divorced. Right. So they're on here just talking as if these people are they're not divorced.
Yeah, and they don't know just spreading information that makes her look stupid, even though it's like clearly fair.
I get so annoyed.
Can you imagine being a celebrity where like you're just like, oh my God, if you just did a simple Google search, you wouldn't be talking about me like this?
I would so do that.
It is for the celebrity.
I would go on there, make a comment, and be like, sir, can you do some research? This is wrong. It's this. Like, get your facts right. You talk about me, get your facts right. You know? It just drives me nuts. Or at least say, I don't know. But like, they say it as if that's what it is. And it's like so frustrating. You know what I realized about Coachella? I didn't see until after the fact. Camila Cabello performed. Did you see that?
She performed?
I know. I feel like no one talked about it, or I only saw it after Coachella was done, like the week after.
Didn't we say on the last podcast that we didn't even see her at Coachella?
Maybe. Oh, that's right. We weren't sure she was there.
Someone at least about saying like, oh, I didn't even see her. Like, she's usually at Coachella.
Yeah, we didn't know if she was there or not. And she actually was on stage and she performed during Lana Del Rey's set.
I think like the Billie Eilish performing with her took over, but still, I'm so surprised I didn't see that.
Yeah, because I was like, oh damn, she was performing that new song. I love it, 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 I love it. I'm like, oh my God, that must be the most annoying song to perform. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Ooh, I love it, 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 I love it. Ooh, that's the song. You ever heard it?
No.
Because she's in her grunge era. She's with the blonde, long hair to the floor. She's wearing she's in the grunge era. She has like this group with her with these eyes that have X's on them, like this mask. She's in this weird era.
People always go through that when they've been famous for a while.
Yeah.
Always.
They gotta switch it up.
Yeah.
I know. Someone came out the other day saying like they miss the old, because she's Latin and it's like refreshing to see a young pop star or whatever she is to, dig into the Latin thing, whatever. And now she's like completely moved from that to whatever you call what she's doing now.
Right.
So
she obviously has a song with Lana.
It's not a song with Lana.
Oh.
They just did Lana was up on the top and she just kind of did it with her, but it's not a song with Lana.
Okay. Well, a lot of people are bringing up Lana because didn't Taylor just beat her in like an award show recently.
Well, I think the last award show, an Emmy or whatever she won, she announced her new album. Is that what you're talking about? Where she
Yeah,
announced her
and
new album?
she that was like it was between like her and Lana, the award.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know.
And then so people are saying, well, she's just saying that like this album came out and they're like comparing it to Lana's and how Lana's is so much more intricate and interesting and
I
yeah.
haven't heard it. Have you?
No, no,
Honestly,
I just reminded myself of that, so now I need to go listen to that and
I
compare.
always forget she exists. Like I never hear. I mean, I
Me
probably hear
too,
her
not gonna
songs
lie.
and don't know it's her.
Hmm.
Right?
No,
I,
same thing with me.
what's her recent? Do you know like a recent popular song of hers?
No, I mean, I probably do. I just don't realize it's her.
Yeah, she's beautiful. Like, but I don't know what song she has out
No, and her
recently.
songs are good, and she has a great stage presence.
Yeah. I
Don't ever
heard
look into
something that her set went overtime and they're fining her. Could that be right?
Yeah, Coachella gets fined for going overtime, and it probably goes on to the artists.
Do they pay their artists to be there?
Yeah, but like the city finds them. I'm pretty sure the city finds Coachella, and then Coachella probably finds the artists. I don't know.
Oh my god. You can't find they won't want to go back. Like why would I go perform if you're going to fine me? That's crazy.
I don't know. That happened here at a concert. His plane. Who was it? Kendrick. His plane was delayed, and so he got here, and he was trying to go overtime, but they kept trying to shut him off, and I'm pretty sure he probably got fined.
What do they care? The venue. Like they don't have
Well, the
anywhere else to
city
be.
though.
Oh, the
City has a
city,
time that you have to stop playing.
not the venue.
Yeah.
Oh. I
Hmm.
mean, again, the government is so back out. That's what you're like. There's so many other things happening in the street that need your attention that have never been fixed, and like that's that you're on like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're always so strict about the dumbest things.
the dumbest things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Oh my God. So I saw, Tom Cruise. Obviously, he
Yes.
was married to Katie Holmes, and they were so in love. But he's from Scientology, so I guess in the marriage, after she gave birth to her daughter Suri, I don't know if you know this because you were little, but like he was out of town or something, and she got together with like her dad's a lawyer, and she got together with like a group of lawyers and her dad, and they did this thing, so they caught Tom off guard, and they said, "Listen, I want a divorce. These are the terms. Pa pa pa. You have like a day to sign off, or like they gave him like these are your options. Like do it quick or deals off. Like because she was so freaked out by Scientology and didn't want her daughter in that, and she didn't want to be in that she did the divorce in a way that he had no choice but to. She's like, I'm gonna tell all your like I'm gonna divulge all the shit if you don't agree. I want a divorce. I want full custody. I want bam bam bam.
Oh
And
my
he did it
God.
because whatever she had on him, I guess he didn't want to fight it in public,
Hmm.
and she did it. But he's never had anything to do with his daughter after that. And she's 18 and she looks just like him. And it's so crazy. Like that was it's like an OJ Simpson moment. Like that will go down in history. Like that was a big moment. Everyone was like, oh my God. Like, cause she didn't just file a divorce. Like it was all like planned. And
Right.
because she had to get out in the swiftest way possible so it wouldn't like take over her life.
Well, yeah, because they have such a crazy community there. They would have like gone after her in some way. Like, I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She didn't want to deal with that. So that is like wild. Can you imagine that poor girl? Like, I mean, it's probably for the best because,
Right.
but still, like your dad's all
I
in the
know. She has
movies.
such a cool dad, and
Yeah.
she doesn't even get to experience that. Like, she's the daughter of Tom Cruise. Like
She's
going
a
with him
daughter
on
Tom
set, like
Cruise.
something.
She looks just like him.
Mm-hmm.
She sees them all in the new movies, like the promotions. Like, that's my dad. Like, that's so weird.
They don't see each other at all.
Nothing. And I don't know if that has to do with him
Right.
or the agreement, or I don't know who doesn't want to see who.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
who knows how he is in real life? He could be crazy because of this stuff. So,
Oh, for sure. Any man that picks a religion, and this is Scientology, it's not even like, it's like Scientology. Like, who cares about Scientology? I don't know. It's not like you're Jewish. I don't know. It's just weird. Um, to not be involved in your daughter's life, that's insane. Like,
Yeah,
forget
to
all that
choose
shit and like
religion over
go.
your family.
Yeah, because I think there's a clause in Scientology, like, I don't know, you have to live a certain way. There's all these rules, and I think your children have to abide by them.
Wasn't there this like one famous girl who like did a documentary about leaving Scientology and how crazy it
Leah
was?
Remini. Leah
Yeah.
Remini from that awesome show. What's that show that she
Um,
did? Oh,
where he's a UPS driver.
I love that show. Yes, that's the best show on. I could watch reruns of that all
King of
day.
Hill? King's something?
King of Queens,
King of Queens.
best
Yeah.
show ever. After Friends, best show ever. Um, Leah Remini, she left Scientology and she did the books and the shows and
But
divulged
it
all
was like
that.
so bad. Like she was like terrified of it.
Because they have, I mean, I've heard people on like interviews say like their experience with it, and like they're con artists. They rob you blind. Like you go into debt because they make you pay for all this stuff and take courses, and it's
Mhm. And they don't
disgusting.
let you leave. They like threaten you.
They threaten you, or they follow you, or they freak you out. So you always feel like someone's watching you. But I don't know. I mean, I wonder if they tell Tom you're not allowed to see her unless she converts. But who the hell are they? Like it's so. If you're an intelligent man, like come on, you know that's weird.
Right, and that's like your own daughter. I don't know, it's weird.
That's
But
your
isn't it the
daughter.
same thing with I could be wrong, but Mormons?
I don't
Like if
know,
you
but
leave the religion? Or am I thinking about something else?
I think I don't know if that's true, but if it is, I don't think it's the same only because Scientology has more of like that mob doing the back work, like the following and I don't think other religions have that kind of background group of people that are going to intimidate you to like push you,
Right.
you
It's
know.
more just like if you're not with us anymore, like you're out of the community, like you're not going to hang out
Yeah.
with us. But they're
Yeah,
not going to like terrorize you.
it's more like an eye roll and like ignoring, but this is more like intimidation and
Yeah.
like scare tactics. But I don't know what the deal is, but he was married to Nicole Kidman and they had I don't think they had like biological children for whatever reason. I think they adopted two kids. And those kids, I don't know where they stand if Nicole talks to them at all because she left Scientology.
Was she? Oh, she was in it.
Well, she was with Tom Cruise. I think they were both in it at the
Right, because
time.
this was after that girl divorced him. Forgot her name.
No, this is before.
So Nicole Kidman was first.
Yes.
Okay. I was about to say, why would Nicole do that if publicly his wife was like so.
No. She was the original recipe over
Okay.
here. And I think she was in the movie Top Gun with him, if I'm not mistaken. And that's how they met or
Hmm.
something.
Okay.
Like back in the day. But I think he like took the kids or brainwashed the kids against her or something. I don't know. I somebody either he doesn't talk to those kids or she doesn't talk to those kids. I'm not sure, but it's crazy. It's like, come
Well, if
on, you're
it
too old.
was the way where the kids don't talk to her because of Scientology, I could see why the second wife was like, "I'm
Exactly.
not talking to my kid."
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He didn't want to spoil her brain.
I just saw that and I was like, wow, how time flies. She's 18. She's like an adult. It's so crazy.
Well, it's crazy for you because, I mean, you lived through that.
Yeah,
You like
I
watched
remember.
her
Yeah,
grow up. That's
I
how I'm gonna
remember
feel
she was
about.
little. She was so cute. Aw. Um, it's so funny. The other day I was out with my friends and I'm like, we were talking like about music because they had a DJ and we were talking and I'm like, oh, I love this music. I'm like, you guys remember MySpace? Remember MySpace? You don't remember MySpace. Were
I
you
knew about
around?
it.
Did you ever like, I'm trying to think. I guess when you were little, I was on it.
Yeah.
And MySpace was cool because you could put music as your background. Like if you open Facebook, like there's music playing and everybody has they select their music, which I thought was so fun. So I was like, oh, remember MySpace? Like whatever. So we were talking about that. And then this article passes my desk. Gen Z recreates MySpace as no space. They're doing a new MySpace and they're calling it no space. And there's a 380,000 person wait list.
Wait, why is there a wait list? That just makes it annoying.
Maybe it's not out yet. I don't know.
Okay.
So Tiffany Zong spent the last decade studying social media habits and used information to create Gen Z version of MySpace called No Space. On top of going to school virtually during the pandemic, The Zoomer generation has grown up in a peak social media with algorithms dictating what they see and who they interact with. So the thing here is it's not algorithm based. Like that's her whole thing. Now they're turning away from standard social media in search of more authentic connections that can't be found on TikTok. Gen Z simply are sick of the same old when it comes to social media. Zong, who's 27, is hoping No Space will give Gen Z a similar social media experience to the one millennials had, for better or worse. Like MySpace, the early years of Facebook, no Space users will have personal and customizable profile pages where they can share casual updates on what they're up to. What I see right now is all social media is just media. It's not social. So she's trying to bring back the
Right.
social aspect and the creative aspect of like personalization. Everyone is ogling at each other's lives and personalities, but no one's engaging. Right?
That's so true. Like even Instagram, I don't see any of my friends' stuff anymore. Even if I
That's so
scroll,
true.
it's always
Everyone's
like ads
stories.
and like other random people.
Yeah, all I see is everyone posting stories and no posts. So no interactions as far as comments or you know.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. I'm guilty of it. I don't post anymore. My dog account I do post, but on my personal account, I don't post like on the regular feed. I always do stories, and I'm like, why?
Right,
That kind of
because no one's
sucks.
gonna see my regular feed. If I do post on the regular feed, I put it on my story because I'm like, I never see other people's regular feed. They're not gonna see mine.
Yeah, we do. No, when you're
No,
scrolling, that's
I don't
everyone's.
see anyone else's regular stuff.
But when you open Instagram and you go like this, that's all regular feed. No,
Yeah, but it's just I don't know. It's not the same
I think
as it
we
used
think
to
it's
be.
not the same, but I think we should just start posting on our regular feed.
Right.
It's so dumb because you post on your story, it's gone in 24 hours, and then it saves in your archive. Like, just post it on your feed.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Wait, that's the problem we're solving: connection with others and self expression. No Space users will be able to share what they're watching, eating, reading, listening to in real life and star their interests to allow them to find people with similar interests. So if we're really into books, like we'll find a lot of book lovers. And yes, the new app will list a user's closest friends, just like MySpace Top 8. All these other apps these days, it's just algorithm. A lot of posts just get pushed down if you don't get engagement. No Space has been likened to a giant global group chat by those who have tested the app, especially with the separation of friends only. They're craving new experiences mainstreams aren't able to produce, blah, blah, blah. It'll feature boosts similar to Facebook or Instagram, but it won't push it up the algorithm. So the more people like or boost your, it's not going to push it like. Anyways, it does look like I saw like a little video of it, and it does look like a lot of work. Like when you set up pages and this and that, it's like I just see more
yes,
work.
but I did see that like blog
Yeah.
formatting is coming back, like more effort into your posts and more just like so maybe this is kind of going into that too. Just like more
Yeah.
effort and like it like shows more of who you are.
Yeah. Caring about the background and the patterns and the
Right.
colors and yeah.
Yeah.
It does,
And
and all I think of is more work, but it's
right, because you're posting on your dog page and that's a lot of work. And so you're just like, I can't
oh,
anymore. But I do like this because that's almost like Facebook too, like where you get groups. Because
yeah.
the only place you can find groups are Facebook, and no
And
one
those
uses it anymore.
and there's a pages. The groups are pages.
Hmm.
Yeah. And they're not great.
And also, it'll take the pressure off of posting because a lot of people don't post because they don't like the whole like how many likes are you getting, like all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be
Because it'll
interesting.
just be like your personal friend. It's not like you're trying to get like a million followers on there.
I will say I like the direction of where the sentiment's going, like back, like I always say, back to the 90s. Let's go back to the basics. Let's get rid of robots and let's get rid of like superficiality. Let's get more like humble, down to earth, like in the nitty gritty, like of regular people. Like I like
Hmm.
that. I like the notion of it. That's why I'm reading the whole article. Okay.
Okay, well, it was a long article, but I have seen other people say like trend wise, they do think that social media is going to go towards no likes. Like you're not going to be able to see anyone's likes. It's going to
Well,
be
Instagram already did that. If you
right.
notice, it
No,
says
yeah,
you and others.
right. That's
It
what I
doesn't,
have. I don't
yeah.
like the pressure of saying like how many likes you get.
I don't feel any pressure with the likes, but okay. I mean, I guess if you're an
It doesn't
influencer,
matter, but like at my age, it's different.
I guess if you're an influencer, you like that's what your
Well,
whole
that's the
life.
part I don't understand. Like, how would they get paid if there's no like metrics?
Well, there's the metrics, it's just not showing it.
No, I'm saying this trend is saying like you're not going to see how many followers, you're not going to see like the likes and all that stuff. But then if you don't see how many followers a person has, are they really like someone when it comes to brands and stuff like that?
Well, I guess
Maybe
they'll have like,
personally they'll be able to see it.
yeah,
But
there
how
must be
would
like,
brands know who to reach out to?
you could probably send them a report, like yeah.
Yeah. But anyways,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
like it.
Yeah. No, it'll be interesting. I'm excited. You want to get on the waiting list?
Yeah, kinda.
Oh my God. Um, a little fashion news here. Bag charms will be everywhere this summer. Are you excited?
Bag charms, they're kind of like phone charms.
Look, you see
They're
the Mickey
everywhere.
Mouse? Look at the bag charms.
Yeah.
That looks fun. I mean, yeah, that's going to
They
be a
look
new
fun.
trend.
They're just
Designer bags with bag charms.
interesting. I kind of like it.
It's fun. Disney, like whatever you're into. Hello Kitty, you know.
People are so like want to get into like their inner child. Like people had
Again,
phone charms, which we had in high school. People had like the
Mhm.
little
Name
summer camp,
tags.
well, like the summer camp like bracelet kind of thing.
This is all going back to the 90s, and I cannot be more excited. That's all about the 90s. We had like the Rabbit's Foot keychains, the charms. Like, we're all about the charms back then. It's like all coming back. I'm very
Yeah.
excited.
What kind of charm would I get? Wait, I kind of like this.
Disney or like
Mhm.
butterflies or something. I used to think with the rabbit foots, I used to think, oh my God, is that a, I think they were real rabbit foots. I don't know. Or were they fake?
A
That was the
rabbit
thing
foot's
back.
supposed to be real.
I used to think it would make me sad. I'm like, is that real? Like everyone had a rabbit foot on their keychain.
Yeah, hopefully we don't do that. We just do some
No,
fake plastic.
no. Now they've graduated to putting freaking full bodies of animals on the wall. Disgusting. Anyways, oh my God. Oh, interesting. Speaking of Nick Vial earlier. So I don't know, did you hear any of his podcasts this week? So the Ask Nick, he had Patty Stanger on. Do you know who she is from Millionaire Matchmaker?
Oh, yes. I'm excited for this.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? You know what
Yes.
I'm gonna say?
Yes.
So they're doing a new show. So she was on his podcast with him answering questions like when people called in, and he announced that they're doing a new matchmaking show on the CW network with Patty. Um, it's so good.
I loved her show. Like, I'm so happy she's coming back, and I hope she's the same person she was before, because she was just like that cutthroat, like cut through the bullshit kind of stuff. And I hope she keeps that energy, because we need that.
I think she has that energy. I did notice that she is aware of like maybe where it didn't benefit. I
Hmm.
think she knows that she was too harsh and
Right.
maybe
It
there's a
was
different way to
bad.
say things
Mhm.
and that we're living in a different time because she did mention on that podcast that we're in a different time. You know, maybe women shot ourselves in the foot being too independent with all this stuff. So maybe we need to reel it back. So I did find her softer.
Okay.
I found her demeanor softer on the show,
I wonder,
which is good.
does she ever get married?
I don't know what her life is right now.
Well, I'm just curious because she's a matchmaker talking about relationships and stuff. Like, did she ever find
You
one?
know, they say those who can do teach.
Teach. That's true.
I think she's had a hard time, A, because she knows too much. So she could call out bullshit too
Hmm.
quickly, which could work against you sometimes. You know, ignorance is bliss sometimes. But
Hmm.
also, she's in Hollywood with the shows and the stuff, and the kind of guys you meet, I don't think they're great. So I
Yeah.
think she needs to meet a regular guy, but then that's also difficult depending on, I don't know.
It's been a while though since she's been on TV though. Like, I feel like this break,
Yeah.
she could have found someone.
I don't know if she has. She didn't talk about her personal life, but
Well,
when the
I would
people
love
called
that.
in with their problems, they gave pretty good advice. I don't know.
I love this. You got a
I
man's
love it.
perspective, a woman's, and this is gonna be so fun. I love his advice, and she's just cutthroat and funny, and I
Let
love
me tell
her.
you what I love about Nick. I don't agree with all his advice. Sometimes he shocks me. I'm like, what? I don't agree with
Mhm.
that at all. Like, oh my God, what are you talking about? But most of the time I agree with him. But he does, it's not other shows that they call him with questions. They're very quick about it. He goes on and asks all the good questions. Like he has no rush. And he's like, well, but
Mhm.
how do you, oh, and what about, and he's really interested. So it's not like they're not rushing you through the questions and just like, oh, well, it sounds like this. And no, he talks forever. Like his Ask Nick questions are like 2 hour podcast. And it's like two questions because he goes on and on so long with the
Mhm.
person and really digs deep into like I like that
Yeah,
because
he
it's
like
not
deep
quick,
dives and he cares.
deep. And she'll
Mhm.
go on and he's not cutting her off. Well, no, oh, and he gets into it again. Like there's no rush. I love that.
Right, and
Love,
he
love,
does
love.
show like emotional intelligence. He's well spoken. I really like him. So I'm very excited for this.
I know.
So
Do you
wait,
know when it comes
did
out?
they say when it's coming out?
I was asking you, do you know when it comes out? I don't
Wow,
know.
I don't
We'll have
know.
to look at it. Probably
Like how they
soon.
started. It's like, this is
Let's
gonna be my
see.
new favorite reality show after Love Is Blind. This would be better though.
I wonder she probably heard his podcast and she's like, he's great.
Mhm.
It's April 24th. I'm
Wait,
so
what's the show
confused because
called?
I just heard his podcast this week. It couldn't have been April 11.
What's the show called?
Patty Stanger, the matchmaker. The show will premiere April 11.
Is
What?
it called that?
It's called Patty Stanger, the matchmaker.
It says April 11th.
So I wonder if we recorded that like before that date and then just posted the show now. Like I'm confused. So it's already out. All right. Well, the show's
Well,
supposed to be
that's good
out.
news because now I can
I
go
know.
watch it.
I know. Okay. Well, we're gonna go watch Patty Stanger, the matchmaker, and see if it's on TV.
It's on CW. I've been seeing a lot of shows come up on there, like
Yeah.
reality shows.
They're probably
Oh,
revamping the network or something.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you see how everyone is like talking about all the celebrities in their Ozempic face, mainly like Scott Disick? They're like, this epidemic.
Oh, the Ozempic face. Okay, it's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, the photos that I've seen, I don't know
Yeah.
if it was just bad lighting, but it's
It's
bad.
like,
It's like sunken under eyes and like the face. Oh,
yeah,
like
because
a skeleton.
they lose weight too quickly and all the muscles goes too.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen that girl on TikTok who's like, some people just aren't meant to be skinny. If you look like a
Yes.
bobblehead when you're skinny, you're not meant to
Yes.
be skinny.
That's so funny. I didn't see what you're talking about, but I understand the sentiment. Like, what?
Yeah. Like the shape of the head just doesn't match the body, and it's like you need to gain a little weight. Like you look like a bobblehead.
You know who has that?
Hmm.
The girl from New Jersey. Okay, Real Housewives of New Jersey. Caroline Manzo, her daughter. She's on TikTok,
Hmm.
and you've probably scrolled past her, and she looks so sickly because she was always overweight. Let me
Hmm.
look her up. Her name, Carolyn Manzo's daughter. She looks so. She's one of what you're talking about. She is not meant to be that skinny. Like when she walked, like she's in the video and she's always eating. Right? She'll take her quarter of a cheeseburger and eat it while she's talking, and she looks so frail. She's so frail, and she has a daughter. And like she'll get up and walk around, and if she's putting like a tablecloth on, she looks so frail. Like she looks like she'll break, like a little lady, because she's so skinny, and it's not working for her as far as I'm concerned. It looks so unhealthy. Lauren Manzo,
Yeah.
her
There
and
has
her mom are
been.
both on Ozempic, but Caroline Manzo doesn't look sickly. She just looks like skinny, but her daughter looks sickly, in my opinion, like too skinny.
Her daughter. Oh, I could see the difference, but
Lauren
it's funny
Manzo.
because she's not too skinny. Like she's
No,
not
she
like.
is.
Is she?
She is.
Maybe I haven't just seen the photo, but
Or maybe she's not too skinny, but she doesn't like exercise. I don't know what it is, but her hair, it's like two strands of hair. Like her hair's like so thin. She looks
oh,
like
then she is
so
too skinny. She's like not getting nutrients.
Her
Some
mom
people
looks
just
fine.
like are the type of skinny. You can be like the same weight, but if you're like the type of skinny where you don't have nutrients, you look different than if you're like eating your
Yes.
protein and like getting your nutrients.
It's no longer pretty skinny. It's like sickly skinny. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a difference. Your
And you can
skin
like
looks
weigh the
weird.
same, but it's just the
Yeah.
nutrients aren't there.
The hair looks frail. The skin looks
Mhm.
droopy. It's just, your posture, everything. It's just like you look weird.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing with Ozempic too. People aren't losing it in a healthy way. If they didn't have good eating habits before, they probably don't now.
Did you hear the guy?
What's
Well, Claudia Oshry looks like she's doing it right. She got off Ozempic and she's running, she's exercising, she's trying to eat well, fruits, vegetables, all that. That's a good way to like just change your life. And this kind of gave you a jump start. But there was a guy on Skinny Confidential, doctor, and he said Ozempic is, he's like, it's insane. People don't know like the amount of like surgeries and emergency surgeries have gone up like 800% as far as like pancreatitis and gastro this and gallbladder, all that. Like it's surgery. He's like, and it's major surgery. It's not simple. So people don't realize like down the line, this causes a lot of issues. I do not recommend it for 5, 10, 15 pound weight loss, you know?
right? There's other ways to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we're going to see a lot come out.
Yeah. Because no
Oh,
one's
maybe they're
reporting.
using it. More stuff is going to come out about it.
Yeah. Because
Like,
regular people are using it all over the place and they're not reporting, all this stuff.
right. Well,
So
just another side effect. I wonder if she stopped using it because, I mean, she's like an advocate for Ozempic, so she must be trying to get pregnant or something.
who?
Claudia?
Or she doesn't want to verbally, publicly say how sick she felt. Maybe she felt bad all the time. And who can live like that?
Right,
And
that's
she
what I
likes it.
thought, but she's just
Yeah.
such an advocate for it that I'm just like,
Because
unless she doesn't want to admit.
because it got her to a place she couldn't get to on her own, which is shedding a lot of weight. So I think because of that, like no matter what she went through, it's like it was worth it. But she doesn't
Mhm.
want to talk back. Maybe, and she likes to drink alcohol. And I think alcohol adversely, it's a bad combination. So I think that probably has to do with it to her social life. It probably hindered her social life. But but she could always go back on it. It's
Yeah.
not like,
Yeah.
although there is a shortage, I heard, like it's not easy to get anymore. But
Mm.
Dear Chelsea, with Chelsea Handler, the podcast, I thought this was so interesting. So she had Jane Fonda. Do you know who Jane Fonda is?
Mhm.
She was on
Yeah.
her podcast. She's a classic icon. She's like 80 now or 70 something. And she's on there giving advice to people. She's really funny. She's like a funny lady. And this girl called in saying, oh my gosh, so my parents are married. They're like 77. The dad's 77. I don't know how old the mom is. And they've been married forever. And she's like, my mom doesn't use technology. She has a flip phone in her car for emergencies, but she doesn't have a cell phone. So if my dad has to text my mom, and like if I'm always with my mom, like he'll text me and I'll tell her whatever because my mom doesn't carry a cell phone. So
Mhm.
the 77-year-old dad has not once, but twice or three times sent sexual messages to his daughter by accident. Like he's also technologically challenged. So she's like, I don't know if I should tell my mom, but I'm disturbed because I'm like, what, stop doing this. And she's like, wait, is he cheating? Is he just looking at like sites? Like who are these messages for? And it sounds like he's actually going like having some sort of relationship with somebody because I had a great time or I'm enjoying this or this and that, but they're sexual too. And she's like, it was so funny. Do you think she should tell her mom?
I mean, her. Hmm. It
So,
comes like it's weird when you're like at a certain age because like, do you really want her to start all over and
so yep,
maybe she wants to turn a blind eye and
Jane Fonda's advice I thought was interesting and it made sense. She's like, well, what does your mom do? Do you think your mom's in love with him? Does he annoy the shit out of her? Or do you think she'd prefer not know? So basically, she's like, is she just going to look the other way and then you're whatever? Or do you think she's lively and she has her friends and she can't stand him anyways and this is a good excuse like to get rid of him? Like she's like, where is she? Is she going to be devastated? Because then at this age, why devastate her? I don't know. She's like, it depends where your mom is at. She's like, well, they work together. They own a company together. They work together. They're always together. And then Chelsea's like, you got to tell your mom. You just got to tell her. because that's messed up.
I mean, it's messed up to keep a secret like that from your mom.
It is your parents, so you feel like this loyalty and it's going to eat you inside every time you see your mom.
Right.
Yeah.
But she might be pissed, like, why'd you tell me? I'm 70 years old. I don't want to start over. Like, whatever. But you also don't know how she's going to react, and like, you shouldn't be the one making that decision.
Well, then my mind thinks too, if they still have sex ever and he's touching someone else, like, could he give her a disease? You know? I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, she probably won't care at this age, but
Well, at this age, if she gets some sort of STD, it might be like a lot more complicated than when you're young.
that's true. Wait, did the girl end up saying what she was going to do?
She was going to tell her mom
Oh, okay.
because it was just loyalty. She's like, you're a woman, your mom's a woman. Like they don't live separate lives and they're not roommates. Like they're together all the time. So because of that, I think you need to tell her.
Right. It depends on their relationship. Like, if they're
Yeah.
that kind of couple that, like, they barely speak and, like, they live their own lives, whatever. But if she's, like, still in love with him and I don't know. Ah, that's heartbreaking.
Imagine telling your parent that. Like that's so uncomfortable.
That is really
Like dad
uncomfortable.
keeps sending me sex messages.
And they're not for you.
Well, maybe if the mom used a cell phone, he'd send them to her.
Right, but then he'd get away with it because it would work with her.
No, I'm saying maybe he could just sex the wife instead of other people.
Oh, right.
Anyways, so funny. Oh, one last thing. Did you see the big breaking news? The FDC or the Federal Regulation, whatever, Commission, they just passed that companies can no longer force their employees to sign a non-compete agreement. That's huge. So for instance, because there's a different for high salary what do you call that? Big people in the company, high salary individuals.
Execs?
They have execs, sorry. They have a different scenario. Like if they already have a non-compete in place, they can keep doing it, and they have a little different of a rule, but you have to make more than 160,000 a year and have like a key role in making decisions for the company or policy change. Other than that, the people that really get screwed are the people making are regular workers. Like for instance, million years ago, I worked at a vet because I wanted to be around dogs and I love dogs. And I had off time. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to go work there part time. And they made me sign a non compete, which I didn't give a shit about because that's not my industry.
Yeah.
But everyone else there that made $9 an hour, these little younger people, they made them sign a non compete. And the non compete said for up to 3 to 4 years, they couldn't work in the vet industry for up to 5-mile radius. That's bullshit. Like, how dare you? So if you're abusive to them, you stay because you can't go do what you do at the vet down the street.
Wait, that's
You know,
actually crazy. That's a long time
that's
for non-compete. Like, what's the point?
not only a long time, but the 5-mile radius. That's like so far. Like
Right.
that's crazy. Yeah.
That's so far. That's a long time. And it's for a receptionist, like
For low paying jobs,
low paying
which is
jobs that
bullshit.
you're not going to make a change somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. So
Wow.
they did away with it, which is amazing.
No, that is amazing.
They did away with it.
Companies taking advantage of you.
Companies taking advantage. And I can't believe that was ever legal. Like,
Yeah.
that's such bullshit. Like, you're literally trapping low paid workers into your bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy about it. Like, I feel like it's such a victory, you know?
It is a victory.
Yeah.
Wow.
So everyone know. And if you have one, if you sign one, it's no longer enforceable. I mean, it's going to take about 180 days for it to go into force, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like no longer enforceable. And the people in Miami, you know, that most of them don't even speak English. They don't look at the news probably. Like they don't even know probably. And so you employers are going to have to educate them and tell them no longer. The
They
abuse no
probably
longer
won't tell
stands.
them, but unless that's like the
Well,
law that they have to.
now they know they can quit and go wherever they want without worry.
Right, but they probably won't tell them.
No, they won't tell them. But they should tell them so they don't try to mess with the next person because, you know, unless people read about this, they're not going to know it's illegal now, even
Yeah.
though they'll sign it. I mean, it's not enforceable anyway, so, but they should know the power that they don't have to. All right, I think that's it. I saw this term, which is so weird. Have you heard, people are so funny, trad wife?
I feel like I
These
have heard
terms,
that.
it stands for traditional wife. It's so silly.
Oh, yes. Yes.
It's,
I have heard that.
that's so weird. They're like, I
I
think I'm
know.
a
We
trad
like
wife.
to like make all these little names for things.
It's so exhausting. It's
Like
like, you're just a
cherry
wife.
blossom, blush, or like blood red nails, or whatever. I don't know.
I know.
Blueberry, this and that. Like it's just, we always do something.
Yeah, I feel like term fatigue. Like there's too many terms.
There are.
It's like, oh my
And it's
God.
always like, it's because it's everything's always a trend. So then the new term for the new trend, and it's just a lot.
Oh my God.
I think that's
So
why people are
anyways,
also overwhelmed with just media as social media. Like it's not
true.
like what we were saying. Like it's not like
Yeah.
friend based. Like everything's just a product and a trend, and we're overwhelmed.
And the words you can use or words you can't use. People saying, calling suicide unalive, like, or murder. It's just like enough. It's like, call it what it is. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to review The Teacher this week. So stay tuned. We'll have it out by the end of the week. So fun.
Yep.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's all for this week. Bye.
Bye.